Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the Elk Season Podcast, Season 3, Episode 15. Today is May 16th, 2024. We are 105 days
105, baby.
until Elk Season. We are the Chambers Brothers. My name is Harold.
I'm David.
And today on the Elk Season Podcast.
Weather updates as always. Tidbit out of Wisconsin. Wonder what it might be. Whatever is known for Wisconsin. Bobcat shows up. Bobcats. A bobcat.
A bobcat, yeah.
Yeah. Something peculiar about a bobcat. A story about Jared. Come on.
A phone call from Jared.
Who loves you, baby? Harold loves you. He's going to bring a story about Jared. Montana property. So we got some interesting things to talk about. Elk may show up this episode, so watch and listen closely. Awkward.
Then you say, that's all coming up tonight on the Elk Season Podcast. That's
I
good.
was reading my cue card.
That's
all coming up on tonight.
No, it's okay. Do it again. I will take
There's no cue card. That's all coming up today on our podcast, the Elk Season Podcast.
That's as close as we're going to get. I'm happy with it.
Keeping it real, man.
You know what we always say? Whether the weather is cold or whether the weather is hot, we weather the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. You know we always say that.
Always.
We're always saying that.
Always saying that.
Every time.
In fact, sometimes I can't get it out of my head when I'm hiking.
But I know. I actually stole that from a sermon.
Oh.
But it was good, you know? A good line's a good line. And it's just about having a positive attitude, right? About things you can't control. And it's easy to have a positive attitude on the weather that we have no control over this spring. We've had a very warm winter. Worried about the...
Yes, we have.
Worried about it. I just worried about it getting too hot, too fast, or too soon.
But
I posted a picture. You can see it. This is the weather forecast from Twin Falls. And today it was 82 degrees. It's May 16th.
Yeah. Oh.
The only days in the 80s again this month are the 29th and 30th.
Jeez
all the way at
Louise.
the end of May. So we're not even into the 80s really.
No, it's crazy to think about.
Which is really good news for the elk. If you want to talk about elk.
No, that is good news.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years of slow springs.
Yes.
I'm okay with that, but it's also kind of like yard work is to be put on hold, you know? But
yeah,
that's okay.
And sometimes those slow springs, sometimes a late spring comes together with an early fall.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, I didn't do all my spring cleaning, and now all my fall cleaning's under ice.
Right. I will say this though.
There's always next year.
On a side note, tangent
like
to all of this, because we're talking about stuff in the atmosphere. I hope there's another solar storm, so when we're up there in September, we can see some cool northern lights. Because I missed out on the recent.
Yeah. I remember seeing them in Montana.
I saw them in 95 or 96 when we had a big storm here in Dietrich where we live.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I could see them over.
If you get out in the desert where it's a little bit darker, it'd be easier. I remember seeing the northern lights. I did a paper out for so many years in Montana as a kid and adolescent and even an adult. I mean,
12 and 13.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I wasn't really cognizant enough to remember to look for those kinds of things growing up, but
I was up so early, and I'm seeing what I think is the sunrise.
Yeah.
Right. But there's streaks from the horizon to the zenith, and then pulses, not necessarily colorful, but just pulses of light that move up those streaks.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, those are the northern lights. I've just seen them. Oh, there's nobody. You can't call. I couldn't call anybody. Hey, the northern lights are out. I'm just enjoying my paper out on a nice summer morning, and can see the northern lights. So yeah, that was a thing that happened this week. However, the slow spring that we're having aids in the calves. The cows right now are out looking for food.
yeah.
They're out calving. They're looking for food, so they have good nutrients for the calves, and they're going to find it in a pretty stable location. If they've decided to calve, right when they calve, they go off by themselves and they calve alone. And this, I don't know what the mechanism is, right? When you have antelope and they have all of the females give birth within 4 days.
Jeez, Louise.
Right? That's predator satiation.
Yeah.
Right? The predators can't eat all of them before they're grown enough to outrun predators.
Yeah.
What is it? I don't know what it's called. What is it when they all go off, when they go off all by their own? The wolves can't track them that way. It's too hard to find just one. They're just not all together in one group.
Yeah. I don't know.
So there's
there's got to be a term for that.
There's a strategy behind that, a successful one, obviously. Yeah. And but that's their mechanism. And having a slow spring means that some of those grass shoots are going to be available for a longer time during that before those calves are weaned. Higher nutrients.
It'll be interesting to see what we see when we go up for our initial hikes.
Soon.
Yeah,
weeks away.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt. So that's the weather. We'll be looking at the weather with 105 days till elk season.
It's coming quick, and I still don't have my license because we're going on a little trip here soon, and I put that on the back burner after we get home. So
okay. Yeah, you're going to Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, it's coming quick. 2 weeks.
All right.
Anyway, we talk a lot about different aspects of what's going on with conservation across the United States, from wolves to bears to reintroduction programs. And it's like every state has a reintroduction program of some kind for the animals that went extinct that were pushed out because of man. And it's really cool to see. We talk a lot about the history of elk being reintroduced into like Pennsylvania and other states back east. And apparently in Wisconsin, they have also had a program going that has been successful. I forgot the numbers, but you'll see the image. It's just cool to see that they have a growing herd. It's sustained, and they might even start to have Well, we have not Jared, but John from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
The taxidermist. It would be nice to run into him again.
Oh, it'd be nice, yeah.
And say, hey, what's this like for you all out there? And does it mean anything?
Right. I'm sure it doesn't, because the tags will be so hard to get.
Right.
Especially establishing a population.
But that was just cool to see. Success stories of having populations get back in. I've been seeing this is on a side note, but related to all of this. I don't have anything that I posted, but it seems like I've come across a lot of stories of people who are just raising buffalo.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more herds out there than the traditional herds.
Yeah.
And they're probably similar lineage in terms of genetics and how they are. So
and just like dog breeders, they look to each other. There's a network of them. Now with the internet, they can all get together and go, what kind of genetics do you have? Can I borrow a bull? Can we trade bulls?
Yep.
Ted Turner was the owner of the largest private buffalo herd in the United States.
Wow.
For a time. And I go, a private buffalo herd? That's a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing.
So it's just cool. It's cool to see those things. But other than that, I don't have anything else for conservation that way.
Yeah, you were talking about a bobcat, I thought.
Well, the bobcat, you brought up the bobcat.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
You said bobcat. I didn't know if it was related to that bobcat that was
the one we have a picture of.
Is that the one?
That's the only bobcat this week.
Yeah, so you brought that up. I didn't bring that up.
When did I bring it up?
You showed me right when you got out here. You showed me the video.
No, I mean you brought it up in this conversation just minutes ago. I thought you were talking about the bobcat.
I introduced one of the line items as the bobcat.
Anyway, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
So somebody, are we there? Are we talking about the bobcat?
That's where we're at. You segued nicely.
There's a bobcat. Somebody has tied up in their house, at their house in McCall. The chain is long enough almost to reach the road.
Yeah.
Somebody in a TikTok drives by, takes a video of it, meows at it. Later on, the guy goes, "What? This?" And they're not doing anything illegal. I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not a fan of exotic pets. Animals that have been domesticated for long periods of time. Sure. There are caveats to that, of course. There was the domesticated foxes that took 75 years to become domesticated, but that was selective breeding that did that. And so that's different to me than somebody just, I found a baby bobcat, or I captured a bobcat in my yard and now it's my cat, or I bought it on the black market,
Yeah. There's alligators at the Twin Falls Zoo.
I know. I pet one at a thing.
Do you know how Twin Falls Zoo got alligators?
I don't.
From somebody in Idaho who bought a baby alligator on Craigslist.
Oh, yay.
And was feeding it chicken nuggets under his bed until his parents found out.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I'm against the idea of exotic pets. You don't need.
And it's not about the maintenance and care. Where I'm going with that is watch the television show. It streams on Amazon Prime called Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction, yeah. And it's like, that's all you need to know about having an exotic pet. When you die, they will eat you. And if you died, hold on, I'm trying to say this more cleverly. And holy crap, did I stumble through that? If they don't kill you, they'll still eat you. I'm trying to say they can kill you and eat you, or if you died, they'll eat you. And so,
maybe that's what you want.
Maybe
that's what Grizzly Man wanted.
Yeah, based on the expression on what was his name, Herzog's face, because he showed his reaction to him listening to it.
Right.
I'm gonna bet that was not what he wanted, because he describes the details of what he's hearing.
Yeah,
and he said they're trying to fight this animal off.
Yeah,
but I know, but maybe you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Maybe he thought that's how he wanted to go.
Maybe.
That's not how anybody wants to go.
And I didn't need to shut you down on that either.
But no, it's not an exotic pet. He was an exotic pet to the grizzly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh man, what a weird and unique documentary that was.
Yeah.
Grizzly Man.
Yeah, it was. So anyways, exotic pets, not the best idea. Probably not the best idea. I do know people have wolves and half wolves and claim that their husky dogs are part wolf.
Yeah.
And listen, every dog is part wolf.
Did you see that zoo in China that had 2 pandas? That were chows that were painted like pandas. So chow dogs are puffy dogs, and they dyed their hair to make them look like pandas. Yeah. And they literally were trying to pass them off as pandas, and they got in a lot of. It's a cute picture. The dogs look fabulous, by the way. Whoever did the dyeing work on the dog's hair did a really good job. But they're clearly dogs. They are not pandas, and they are wagging their tails trying to get attention and treats.
We sold one to a zoo in Alabama. 8 million.
Chow chow.
Yeah. Good luck.
Ciao for now.
Are we to the call with Jared?
We are.
Let's get into this. What do we got? 13 minutes in. Oh yeah, this is gonna take a while.
This might finish us out.
I actually the property and the call with Jared actually go together.
Okay.
Because I drove to Montana to look at some property. I drove all the way up to Helmville. First I drove to Butte.
Okay.
Then I turned around and went up past Anaconda.
Okay.
And you know where Garrison is?
Kind of.
Garrison, if you go from Helena over McDonald Pass, there's Ellison, Avon, and Garrison. And Garrison is where you get back on the interstate, the 4-lane highway, or the controlled access interstate to go towards Missoula or down to Butte.
Okay.
So the McDonald Pass is like this shortcut, and it's a 2-lane road, and it's windy, and there's Blue Ribbon Trout Stream. That is of the Little Blackfoot Creek.
Okay.
Little Blackfoot River. That is, the river runs through it.
Okay.
Right? That's it. I mean, that's, so right in between the base of McDonald Pass, which is almost where I killed my first deer.
Okay.
Which is the turnoff to where I killed my first deer and saw my first bull elk and just so many things. So many things. Between that and the Garrison turnoff is a piece of wild country. If you go right in between Garrison and the base of McDonald Pass is a town called Avon. I don't want to call it a town. It's right. It's probably unincorporated. I don't even know if they have any elected officials or anything. Right?
Not yet.
But there's a turnoff there, and the turnoff takes you towards the road, the highway that links Ovando with Lincoln.
Okay.
Lincoln, Montana. So Lincoln, Montana. You go towards Missoula, there's Ovando. You turn off from there towards Avon. Right between them is a place called Helmville.
Okay. It seems like I've
is off the beaten path.
Okay.
It is off the beaten path. When the sisters look at properties, and I know what they want. They want something off the beaten path. We want all our camping stuff. We want to be
seclusion.
We want some seclusion. We don't want to be out there with a bunch of other campers, and that's where we've been. And we're kind of used to having some privacy when we're camping, and those things have kind of lost. So
historically,
so we're looking for a piece of property, and they found this 20 acres, and it's not steep country. It's rolling hills. Now,
Okay.
I know previously, when I lived in Montana, you could get 2 extra doe tags for whitetails for Lincoln. You could get 5 for Ovando.
Wow.
5 antlerless whitetail tags just because there's so many.
Cool.
Elk in the area are plentiful, and grizzlies are not unheard of. In fact, I only think I really visited Frontier Town as an adult one time. Have you ever been there?
I don't remember ever having done
We
one.
may have gone as kids, but it's a big tourist attraction, and it's a neat place. And it had the largest, at the time, it had the largest one-piece bar in the world, which was a tree that just sawed in half the long way that was the bar.
Huh.
Behind the bar, you sit on the bar, and they have all these little saddles you can sit in. You know, it's very touristy.
Yeah.
But behind the bar is a picture of the Independent Record,
Okay.
right? The newspaper from Helena, of the owner of the bar standing over a grizzly bear that he had shot after closing. It had broken one of the only windows in the bar and come through the bar. The bear
Wow.
came through the bar, and he killed it with a shotgun.
Jeez.
And he's there on the picture on the front of the Independent Record. So, and grizzlies not unheard of near Lincoln, right? Lincolns and grizzlies. So, anyways, it's off
And
the grid.
Unabombers. Oh my.
It's off the grid. It's a really, really cool place. So I wanted to go look at it. So I called Jared. I go, Jared, I'm coming up to Montana. I'm gonna be in Butte about noon. He goes, okay, I guess I'm going to Butte at noon. He calls me when I'm on my, I text him. I go, hey, I'll be there about 12:30 probably. And he calls me, and he already has the voice of bad news. Hey, brother. And I go, you already sound pathetic, right? He goes, oh man, he's been working a landscaping job.
Okay.
And he's a thick guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big, strong guy.
Yep.
He has been doing so much physical labor. He is down to 227
Good
pounds.
job, Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's dog tired.
Yeah.
And he's only 40,
Yeah.
right? He's younger than you.
Just little.
Just barely. But he calls me, hey, brother, hey, how's it going? I'm just too beat up. I'm not coming. I go, that's all right. If there's a chance we can meet up, I'd love to see you. If there's not, that's okay. I'm going to go back to this property probably in a week or two and try to get a closer look at it, because I didn't drive down the dirt road. I didn't have that much information, and I didn't have a whole lot of time. But to get an overview of it and go,
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it is off the beaten path. That is the number one thing I can say about it.
I like it already.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'll show you some pictures.
Sweet.
But so I looked at it, and then I drove home, and I got another call from Jared
Oh.
yesterday, the day before. And he has his bad news voice on again.
Okay.
He had another heart attack.
Oh, geez.
Another heart attack.
No, I was worried. I was like, you built me up, and then it went down, because you're like, he's working, he's lost weight,
Yeah.
he's being healthier, he's dog tired. So I'm a little concerned knowing that history.
Yeah.
Jared, man, I'm sorry.
So Jared had another heart attack. It's his second one. He's high up on the mountain doing hard physical labor. His chest pains. They call 911. He gets in a helicopter. They take him in. They give him a stent in his heart, and they send him home. Same day.
Jeez.
Same day.
Medical miracles, man.
Which makes me a lot less afraid of my first heart attack. now that Jared's had two. He called me in the morning when I'm walking my son to school, and I'm like, Jared, do you want the standard lecture? Do you want me to just leave you alone, or you want a lecture? He goes, oh man, give me the lecture. I go, first of all, you quit smoking yet? How many times we get up on I'm out of cigarettes.
I'm leaving. I need.
I got to go get cigarettes. That happened to me last year and 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And And then he needs cardiovascular exercise. He needs to quit smoking and quit drinking. And he needs good cardiovascular exercise. And I'm reminded of, and I'm going to send this clip to Jared, I'm reminded of a story I heard of a guy who had quadruple bypass surgery.
Okay.
And 6 months later, he ran 6 marathons on 6 different continents.
Jeez.
In 6 days.
The body is
in 6 days, he ran 6 marathons on 6 continents. And they asked him, how did you do it? Well, the first day, I can take a few steps. The next day, I can take a few more.
Yeah.
One day, I can walk a mile. You keep going. One day, you can walk 2. Right? It's a very, just like when you start feeling better when you're doing cardio.
Yeah.
You start feeling better when you do stuff. You don't have to start going 100 miles an hour.
No.
Start walking just a mile or 2. But he needs to, I know yard work is hard. Landscaping is hard physical labor. And he is such a big, thick monster. He is just, you ever pat him on the back?
Yeah.
And feel like you're patting a rock on the back? Hey, good job. Ow, your back is going to hurt my hand. The Fleury boys are all big, solid bros. And so I know how much work he's doing for this guy.
Yeah.
And
incredible.
But he needs, Jared, you need cardio. You need a watch like this. You just need to watch your heart rate. Talk to your doctor. Talk to him about building up that heart rate, because the real lecture I gave him is it's not about smoking or drinking. You got to be thinking 20 elk seasons down the road. Just think 5 elk seasons down the road.
Yeah.
I want you here for 5 more elk seasons.
Yeah.
We need you. We need you. He's a great hunting partner, and I want to be with him. And it's a venture. It is an adventure anytime we go out.
Yes.
And if we're stuck in the car because we can't hike,
it's as much of an adventure.
It is still an adventure. It is still an adventure. Anyways, that is one of our elk hunting buddies, which
he's fabulous.
His first heart attack happened weeks after we hiked in to the Gulch.
Yeah.
Weeks after.
Yeah.
So I know he's excited and motivated to work. And
was that before or after my stroke? I think it was.
That was before. Well,
I think it was right after. I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
That was the first hunting trip I had after my
stroke.
Stroke.
Yeah, because that was 2020.
Stroke. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
2021. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
2021.
Okay. Yeah, because the 2022, the next year I went in and I got a bull. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, I have not lost hope. I've not lost hope on Jared.
No.
He is 100% disabled Marine Corps combat veteran. He deserves to go hunting.
He deserves it all.
Many years. For many, many more years.
Yeah. If he's younger than me and having 2 heart attacks, man. We will hold out hope.
So I hate telling you, lay off the burgers and the red meat.
Step into some cardio, bro.
And just a little bit of cardio. Don't kill yourself on cardio.
The last 2
Just
weeks of me doing
yourself.
cardio,
Yeah.
I sleep better at night.
I know.
And I'm doing this in the morning.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's
affects you all day long.
It's great. So
yeah. My wife is building her new CrossFit gym.
Yep.
And she has some sayings and stuff painted on the wall. And her official slogan for CrossFit Twin Falls is start where you are, use what you can. Oh, use what you have, do what you can.
Yeah, I like that. That's
Start
good.
where you are. And a lot of people get intimidated by CrossFit. Oh, I got to come in and do these Olympic lifts. And like, no. Settle down. Start where you are. Use what you have and do what you can.
Yeah.
And all of those things will increase. What you can do, what you have, and everything you're capable of. It's a great slogan.
It is.
Yeah. So that's it.
That's
it. Start where you are. Use what you have, especially if it's just your own 2 feet, and walk a little bit. And
don't skip leg day.
Yeah, and now I say that somewhat sarcastically, and now I want to say, don't skip cardio.
Yeah, don't skip cardio.
Don't skip cardio. You're gonna need some cardio.
To me, the cardio has always helped me the most for elk season.
Yeah, it has, and I've noticed a difference in your ability to just move and hike around.
When I'm actively doing cardio, yeah.
Yeah.
The last couple of years, I've been a little less than. But well, last year I was less than. But
And I've noticed a difference in my own
I
cardio
guess
as well.
last year though, I had that stupid hernia. So
Yeah, that'll slow you down.
oh, and yeah, quick update.
Oh.
It hit me and I was like, oh crap, and to get
Yeah.
finished up here. I don't know what the schedule is yet. Or I can't remember exactly what the schedule is, but
Okay.
I've got a son who plays football
Yeah.
for a high school team starting in August.
Okay.
If it's not a hernia, it's something else. But anyway,
Ah,
his games will be around for 4 years.
That's
Hunting
it.
will always be there.
That's
So,
right. That's right. Yeah.
I'm okay with it. It's just okay. I'm mentally preparing myself to do the right thing. That's so dumb. Now I'm a bad dad.
No, you're not.
it's-
No, you're not. It's a sacrifice. It is a sacrifice, and one he'll remember as a positive sacrifice you made for
I wouldn't
him.
miss his games. In
Yeah.
fact, I was trying to think of how do I even attend his away games,
Yeah,
because that's it. That will be important to me
Yeah.
to accomplish as much as I can. So
yeah. And there's, high school football. You play 7-8 games,
Yeah.
4 of them in September,
yeah.
all 4 weekends. Yeah, I know.
So we'll get something figured out one of those weekends. Maybe he has a bye
I got a
week.
buddy, Dan Clark. I don't know if I've ever told stories about him. I'm sure I have. Dan Clark, who was an elk hunter who never played football because his dad was an elk hunter.
Yeah.
His dad was
You did
personal
tell me
bodyguard
that.
to the governor.
You did tell me that.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what we have this week. Thank you so much. Throw some prayers out for Jared, if you will. Again, Marine Corps combat veteran.
Yeah. And be well. Stay awesome.
Goodbye.